This was a picture-perfect trend day. If we could just keep things simple, these are the days we want to maximize on. And more importantly, not get choked up doing things that we know don't pay us consistently, aka fighting the VWAPs. So let's go over here at the open. You'll see NQ gave some great lessons right out of the gate. So if you've seen my full strategy, it's all available down below on ASFX TV, Futures 2.0. You'll see that I want to wait for a side of this first 15 minutes to be broken. That's the first 15-minute opening range. You can see it was pretty sideways on NQ. No real breaks higher or lower, but it is respecting above this blue New York VWAP. But it's still super early on in the day. What's more important? Well, we're still below previous day's session, 9:30 New York Open, and the overnight VWAP, which is from the start of session at 6 p.m. Eastern the night prior. So we're still below those two VWAPs. So even though we're above it here, can't really be invested in too bullish that we're full alignment for longs. Definitely not yet. So your first sign to short it in hindsight is when the first 15 minutes is set, the first 15-minute opening range, and you sell it back down in the direction of these VWAPs, right? Not a terrible setup. Like I said, there's still no break to the opening range, so I just can't love it, but it's not a bad setup. So you let that go. It makes a new low from there, confirming that, yeah, I probably want to be looking for shorts. I mean, we're below every VWAP now. We're getting that opening range break. That's confirming that sellers are sticking in here. Now I just got to wait for a pullback. I want to be close to VWAP. So if you sell it on this opening range low as it consolidates, it's not bad, but the worst thing to do would be selling it here with a tight stop loss, I don't know, there, definitely, but even at previous structure back here in the middle of the range, because what are you not defending with this stop loss? Well, you still could see this retest the start of session VWAP and still be seeing shorts come in, but you're stopped out of the trade. So realistically, your stop loss has to go at the opening range high to truly invalidate a short. That's where it would be invalid. So if you did take the short, you should win that trade. Maybe not immediately, right? It takes on some pullback, but it's not wrong. So you shouldn't just be realizing a loss for no reason and then have to get back in. So that's step one. If you did take this earlier trade, or you could see this as you were being a little bit more patient. Buyers try to take New York, fail. Sellers take it back. Now I want to be short, right? It's around the same price, but now you've seen a little bit more context that buyers aren't stepping in. So now if we sell it there when it breaks back below New York, same thing. Stop loss has to probably go at the high. If you want to be honest of where would the shorts no longer look good, it's going to be up there if we make a new high of day. So you trade it back down to previous structure or even a new low a day here. We had the Trump news come out here. Hopefully it doesn't spike you out because your stop loss shouldn't just be randomly at break even if you hadn't taken any profits down here. And it continues to make bearish structure in your favor. I made videos on it plenty of times on this channel that I'm reading structure underneath for longs, but in a short here, I want to focus on the structure on top, aka we're still making these lower highs. Okay, cool. Hold me in the shorts. Too many times I see people call out these potential higher lows down here that we're just going to reverse just because there's a small lack of a lower low here, right? Definitely not the case until there's no longer bearish structure on top. And notice just how the lower lows, lower highs just keep on painting because sellers are in control today. So there's the first trade. Definitely some money to be made on that. Either this first push down here, maybe you got in after the news, and then what happens the rest of the day? It just keeps on going. So you're not going to be trading off of the New York VWAP. You can maybe use a handoff, which is a handoff time when we last touched New York VWAP here. You can see when we start drifting away from it. Let's change that to light blue just because we don't have one of those. You can see where could I be trading off of a key level if we're so extended away from this New York VWAP? Well, sellers defended here and make a lower high, make more lower highs down here, and it just keeps on going. So I had a great question and we had a great discussion in our Blackshirt Club on when should I know to stop trading, right? Like when should I know I want to maximize on trend, but I also don't want to be greedy and just keep on over trading. And it is a fine line that I honestly probably would still suggest put a trade limit in. Obviously, we want to try to maximize on these clear directional days, but your decision making is going to deteriorate the more and more trades you take and the longer you're just at the desk. So let's say you did take this short and you made some money. It confirms the shorts are working. It makes another new low. Maybe you even scalp it here for that little pump lower. Maybe you shorted it over here. I don't know, right? You're now 3 or 4 trades in and it's paying you well. The more and more you keep going, the more likely you're probably going to face that next loss, right? Which isn't the end of the world. But when that loss comes, how do you react, right? You were 3-0 on the day. You decided to keep going. You short it down here. and now you finally ran out. It finally took a loss. Again, not the end of the world, but you run the risk of that now making you annoyed that I should have stopped trading earlier. Why did I do that? I was 3-0 and now I just gave back profits. What am I doing? Let me try it again, right? That's worst case scenario. So I think if you know yourself and you know you could take a loss on the chin, then sure, keep on going. Obviously, you're going to take a loss eventually. That's fine, as long as you don't let that loss bleed into another one and another one. And before you know it, we gave back all the gains from today. That can't happen. Otherwise, sure, take the loss on the chin. Trend is no longer moving lower, but I try to milk it as much as I could, which isn't bad, right? It is your job to try to maximize when the trend is super clear like it is on this day. One other thing you can look at is on this 15-minute. It's the same thing as yesterday. Even more reason that you could probably quickly believe the shorts. What happened overnight? Really a whole lot of nothing, but respected below this previous day's New York. And the open comes in below these VWAPs, like we said, even below the all-time high, previous day's New York, the black start of session, and now today's New York. A whole lot of VWAPs are above us now. That's telling us sellers are in. And we had this big slide yesterday. So yeah, I could see this one to continue. But what happened yesterday, it's very faint. But a big move down here at like 2:45, the rest of the afternoon just drifts back a little bit higher. We very rarely finish the day at a new low, right? So it's the same thing here. It gave great shorts. They just don't run forever. In the late hour and a half last session of the day, it just pulls back a little bit, right? It's not like that buyers are in, shorts are just done, right? So hopefully made money one way or another. And we had some great discussions on ASFX TV, like I'm saying. You guys can all get your first month free. Definitely want to check it out. But Futures 2.0 here. That's going to be your full strategy where I walk you through A through Z, the key levels you're trading off of, where your stops need to be. Because like I was saying, you could even go check out ES today. It's going to be the same thing. I think it was maybe a little bit different price action, but not much, right? It's the same idea that people were selling it on this New York retest. Yes, the shorts that we went over here, you're selling it off of New York VWAP. Great, beautiful. Stop loss should never be at current structure. That's right here. Previous to the left, I guess they're saying this pin back here, right? That so many people got stopped out here just to see it come back down. And it's not the end of the world, I guess, but it's just like that's just unnecessary in the fact that until a new high of day is made, shorts could still be on the table because we don't know where this lower high wants to be formed. We think this is going to be the lower high from back here, right? Turns out it's right here, right? So rather than try to guess in time that that's going to be the lower high, just say as long as you're making lower highs, keep me in the shorts. That way anything in here is still keeping you in the trade until shorts really don't look good. So if you find yourself just getting tagged out, you're trying to just time the market too perfectly, right? Basically saying, we're going to move lower from right here and now, right? We're not going to take on any drawdown. It's like, I don't know about that. I just know I like shorts around this VWAP as long as we don't make a new high. You hear the difference in that of like, I'm willing to find out and give this time versus like, I'm trying to be perfect and guess what exactly is going to happen candle by candle. I don't know. This is a very ugly way to make a new low, but I was in fact right. It does make it lower before breaking for a new high. I didn't say this is going to drop in the next 10 minutes and it has to, otherwise I don't make money. Because then you'll be wrong a lot of times when you don't need to be guessing like that, right? So keep it simple, trade on the right side of VWAPs, protect your stop losses, give them all the room they need. That way when you don't take these losses, there's less chance that you go on tilt, right? The worst thing would be you take the loss on a short, now you jump in a long. Well, that wasn't the play either, right? So just the less you could do, the simpler you could be, the less chance of messing up and making these amateur mistakes that rally up your emotions. So that's why I want to see you guys just keep it simple, 1 to 2 trades per day, all with the trend, rinse and repeat, all right? So hopefully you guys will check it out. Top One also came out with a crazy sale today, depending on when you're watching this. If you're trading the Sim Pros, you can now trade up to 15, which is crazy. And the Ignites, still 10 accounts. The Instant Fundeds, 5. So go check them out down below. Code Evans always running the best deal. Whether you're trading the Sim Pros or not, you can copy trade multiple accounts to all of them. So check it out down below, the link for everything you need. I'll see you guys on stream tomorrow morning.